All right, we got BowBlax and Danarchy in the call right now here to debate the situation. Now, before we get into the actual debate, Seven Shadow Clips asked a question, which I'll ask you now. He asks, all I want to know is why BowBlax deleted his Twitter video last night. You know the one that I mean, where he called Danarchy retarded and said that his channel is dying.
So this is I stand by what I said, like, factually in that Twitter video, but looking back on it, I didn't like how I said it. Whenever a big problem I have with Twitter in general is that, like, I'm very, hot-headed, per se, and I just kind of, like, tweet things before thinking a lot of the times. And, that was also kind of why, there was the zero compensation tweet from January 10th that Fainted showed in the second video. That's kind of a result of that as well. But yeah,
So you just didn't like how aggressive he came off, basically?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. All right, so that's the answer to your question. With that being said, we'll get into the debate here shortly. I have one of my co-hosts, Manny Generic, here. How you doing, Manny?
Oh, how is it going, guys?
Hey,
Sorry,
how's it going, man?
I interrupt.
I will try. Well, I'll try to get Ben in here just to co-host. Basically, my role is gonna be moderation, and my co-hosts are just gonna basically sit there as bystanders. Is the heart of the debate is really between BowBlax and Danarchy. So, with that being said, BowBlax, I'll ask you the first question. So, Danarchy put out a video last night. What did you think of it?
At first I was excited because I've said this multiple times. I've always wanted an exposed video on me just so I could debunk it. But I mean, at this time, it's a little annoying just because I've been through this whole thing for the past few months and I'm kind of honestly drained. And the whole video, like, I watched through it and there's just so many points that I heavily disagree with. I feel like the entire video is just based off assumptions and taking what I say in the worst context possible, and giving me absolutely no benefit of the doubt. So I don't know, the whole video was wrong, and there was like there was facts in it too that were just straight
The
wrong.
whole video is wrong, so does that mean like everything you said? Okay. So yeah, so basically what you'd say is your main gripe with the video is that it said a lot of things that were factually inaccurate, and that basically he went off on assumptions rather than facts.
Yes. Basically how it worked is that, like, he would say something, he would look at something I did, make an assumption off it, then argue for that assumption when the assumption itself is incorrect. So his arguments were sound, but he was arguing for something that I didn't directly say I did, or that didn't really happen.
Okay.
So it was really a whole straw man argument.
Okay.
Video.
Now, Danarchy, how would you respond to this?
I think really the whole video, like, it was partially just to sort of say, okay, I don't think Fainted did all that much wrong, and the second part of the video was really more of a case of trying to ascertain the motive behind the video, because it really did seem like a complete 180 on BowBlax's part. So it was trying to go into, basically why suddenly has everything changed? What's the motive? What's the motivation behind making this video? Because I think that's probably, to me anyway, the most interesting part is why would someone do this all of a sudden?
Right, especially to someone who just shouted them out when they have 200,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you respond to that?
I think that's actually a really good direction for the video, and I would have liked the video if it just took that direction, but I felt like you looked at everything in the worst way possible, and you kind of like you kind of presented everything as if it were fact. And when you bring up reasons to why you might think those things, they're fine, like, assumptions to make, I feel, but you don't bring up anything that could assume the other way around, you know? Like, you bring up, for example, the tweet I made with the zero compensation tweet. We all know what we're talking about. That tweet, you watched the whole Tommy C stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In that stream, I explained why I made that tweet. But you didn't take that clip of me explaining why I made that tweet and put it in your video. You just omitted that part and made up your own assumption as to why I made the tweet.
I think I might have missed that part of the show, to be honest. I was playing PlayStation at the same time, so I was listening, but not like really intently. So I mean, it would be good if you could just go ahead and clarify again
Okay.
what
I've explained
what
this.
that tweet was about.
Yeah, I've explained this by the way, if you're gonna make a video on me, I do recommend that you look through all your sources very thoroughly and like do your research, because that's another big gripe I have with the videos, that you just didn't do enough research. You did try. I do see that you tried, but there was a lot missing. But basically, what I
I
said
was
is
a little
that,
bit stretched for time, but we can go into that in a bit. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I don't think you need to rush the video. But basically, the reason I made that tweet is something I mentioned earlier in this debate, is that I'm kind of hot-headed when I tweet, and that tweet was extremely emotionally charged. It was when the video first came out. I didn't feel like I got enough compensation. I was still like in DMs with Pokemon, kind of negotiating that, and I felt like in a really difficult space, because I felt like I didn't really have a voice in the scenario, even though, I was kind of the victim of it. So it kind of just all bursted out into that tweet. And after I uploaded that tweet, I was really 50-50 on deleting it. The reason I didn't delete it is because it is true to how I felt, and I felt like maybe I should just leave it up because it's a good
Well,
thing
but
to
you
like
did
look
delete the
back on
video.
later.
You did delete the video tweet where you called him retarded. Was
Yeah.
that not hot-headed, or what? Why'd you
That-
delete that one and believe the other one up?
The other one was true to how I felt. The video mocking Dan was more like, I felt like once I rewatched it, I felt like I came off as like whiny or extremely upset, which I was like annoyed at the video, but kind of in a laughing, kind of in a joking way, to where like I felt like the points made in the video were so laughable that I wanted to kind of like goof on you a little bit, but I felt like, I don't know, I did that enough. I wanted to kind of just like kind of tone it down a bit. So
Let me ask you
that.
the big breaking question right here. Do you think Danarchy is in fact retarded?
Well, okay.
Oh, the hesitation.
The hesitation.
Ooh.
So,
Bloodshed.
the thing is, when I made your intentions behind making the video, I'm really unclear on. But I was talking with Augie earlier, and I did talk with somebody else.
Well, by the way, 100% not biased. 100% not biased.
Yeah, and they said like Dan isn't a bad guy. Dan is he made a mistake, but he isn't like a bad guy. And I was like, okay, I guess his intentions are. And then I recently saw a comment on your video. The Bronze Show commented saying it was a stretch, and he was like, yeah, well, I'm just making this video to show that I might have an agenda, which I think is a fine direction. But the way you went about it seemed like really malicious, like you were really trying to go after me, and try to like discredit me and give me absolutely no benefit of the doubt. Like if you talk about it objectively, where it's like, oh, he could be thinking this, but he also could be thinking that, that's more like a positive
I think,
thing.
but I couldn't do that. I couldn't say, oh, BowBlax made the video, but he doesn't have a motive to it. It's completely normal that he's just turned on someone who's just given him a massive shout out. He's been like friendly with for ages. It wouldn't make any sense. I had nothing to say on that part. It wasn't the purpose of the video.
I explained my motive in the video, though. It's because he broke my word and my integrity.
Yeah, but that's exactly all that you've provided, and that doesn't wash with me, quite frankly. I cannot believe that. It doesn't make sense to me. But why? I believe I pretty much cleared that up in the video. It doesn't make sense. Why have you suddenly turned on this guy who's helped you out? You've called him basically the next Leafy when he has gone out of his way to give you an awesome shout out. And I've seen a lot of shout outs on YouTube.
He didn't go out of his way.
No. I've seen a lot of shout outs on YouTube, and that is a very good one. He stops the video. He says he props you up. He speaks really well of you, and he says literally, half of my video is on this other guy's channel. Go watch it there. There is no better shout out you can get than that.
Yes,
trust me.
I also could have not given him the interview at all, and then he wouldn't have that video up on his channel.
No, but you can't be saying things like that. You're making it sound like it's all like, yes, you may have helped mediate.
It was like,
but
I set up the
situation.
interview wouldn't have existed without me. That's a fact.
You've got to be really careful when you say things like that, because you come across very, very entitled when you say something like that.
But I mean, it's
you
true.
don't own the situation. Yes, some of the bad things happen to you.
He can talk about it. Yes, he can make a video on it. But just because his video blows up does not make it his situation now. It's still a situation between me and Pokimane the copyright strike.
No, it's the
And I let him
situation of
in.
whoever's having meaningful discussion about it.
I made what do you mean? I made videos about it, talking about it to like bring awareness to it, and Fainted helped spread that awareness. And I guess I'm glad to an extent, even though he made his video like way after the situation was solved. And I still like Fainted and like his videos, but it's still like it's still a situation between me and Pokimane. Like if you strip the subs away from it, if you strip the views away from it, it's a disagreement between Party A and Party B, Pokimane and me, and then Party C comes in and says his opinion. You know, so.
I mean, the whole situation of what Fainted was covering was not just about your dealings with Pokimane, was it?
Yeah, it was
But
also about the AugieRFC.
He perhaps made the decision to go in extra depth with that and hand you an opportunity to say your piece on a broader level.
I could have said my piece on my own channel.
Yeah, but on a broader level is the
What do you mean on a broader?
operative phrase there. He has obviously a much wider audience by this point, when you're doing the interview. So
yes,
as much as you can say, I gave Fainted the opportunity to speak with Pokimane and make another video, he also gave you the opportunity to speak about the situation on a massive platform. It goes both ways.
Yeah, but I didn't really talk about the thing on his platform. He only showed the clip of Sev and the Pokimane response, so he didn't I talked about my issues on my platform. Now this sounds like I'm not grateful for the shout out. I am. It was like a deal. I felt like the deal between us three was very mutual and solid, to where everyone would benefit. You know, I would get the shout out. I would give the content to Fainted to upload onto his channel, so that's his benefit. And then Pokey's benefit is that she has her name cleared, and then he wouldn't talk about it ever again. I thought the agreement was very solid, and I was happy on every end. It's grateful for the shout out, grateful for the opportunity that he ended up deciding to come on to the interview, because he was very hesitant to come on and do the interview at all. And same with Pokey to an extent, but Fainted was extremely more hesitant. So I mean, I was happy with the agreement, but then he just broke it, so that is what upset me. And then it was also yeah, that's basically it.
But why does it bother you so much that he made a video very, very loosely mentioning Pokimane in it? Why does that bother you so much?
In the video, Fainted spends the first 5 minutes talking about Pokimane. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct.
No, it's not the first 5 minutes.
You said it was first 5 minutes in your video. It was about 1 minute, and it was just to provide context.
I actually did a video on this situation. In my video, I also said 5 minutes because that's what I heard BowBlax say. Is that not true?
I
you said 5 minutes. It was about 50 seconds, if I got it right.
Okay, then that means I also need to make a correction on my own work. But so it's basically
this is the effect. This is the fucking effect. This is why you can't go around letting your passion.
Why does it matter if it's? Why does it matter if it's 1 minute versus 5 minutes? It still broke the agreement.
Of course it matters. 5 minutes is talking in depth about a subject. 50 seconds is providing some context.
It wasn't providing context, though.
What was the First off, can I find the video where it can is there? Okay, can you send me a time code as well so we can watch it?
Okay.
It's something like. It's around 50 seconds to 1 minute 40 seconds. It's something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Let's play the clip, because I want to see if the 15. I want to play the 50 seconds of content for the stream so that we know what's going on here. Because I said my video 5 minutes, so I want to see how exactly long it is and what is said in that clip.
What's said? So something that before we get into this clip, something that Dan said in his video is that the agreement was to not say anything bad about Pokimane, not say anything at all. He didn't say anything bad about Pokimane in the video, but the agreement was not to talk about the controversy, period, not about if it was attacking, or not if it's about attacking her. And I was very clear, and in your video you said, but that's not really what the agreement is about. That's the exact quote you said, which I think is ignorant, because you weren't there for the agreement. And I knew what the agreement was, and you can't just say I'm lying and that's not what the agreement was, because that is what the agreement was, and Pokimane expressed that he broke the agreement, and he said sorry to it, so he acknowledges that he broke it. Pokimane sees it as breaking it, and I see it as breaking it. So I don't know why you're coming in your video saying that the agreement was not to talk about a period, but was only about.
Well, first of all, Fainted did not say that he didn't agree break the agreement cut and dry. Like, and I think everyone with a brain cell will realize he. It's not like he made a whole other exposed video on her.
Yeah, but that's not what the agreement was.
A little bit of context at the beginning of his video.
All right. Let's go ahead and get the video.
Okay, what do you
and
want
let's
me to
play the clip on the
post it?
stream.
You want me to post it? On the hub, I guess?
Just post in the hub.
Okay.
And I'll load it up on stream, and we'll see what it is, and then we'll get into whether or not that's technically breaching the agreement or not. Bronzer says, "Shut up, BowBlax. You're just jealous."
Okay, with
Aren't
the jealousy
we all,
thing,
though? Aren't we all?
I do want to
We can
bring
go
this
into that
up.
after. Let's do this video first.
Yeah.
then
Let's
we
do
can
the
move on
video.
to
Okay, I
jealousy, think.
see something in there. There it is. The drama archive. Oh, you put it on your BitChute? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's load this up. Now, what is the time code for this?
I think it starts around 50 seconds. I'll double check for you.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Now, Danarchy, did you watch this clip when you made your video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 50 seconds. All right. You know what? I'll just go ahead and play it for the stream. I don't know how you guys are gonna. Or here, you know what? I'll cut my. Okay, 120. You said.
Yep.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut my mic audio to my Discord and play it through my mixer, so that you can hear. All right. Let me go into my sound settings. Whoops, wrong area. All right. Voice and video. Stereo mix.
Last few months, I've honestly found PewDiePie's videos so much more funny, and like he definitely seems to be enjoying himself a lot more now with his content. And that aside, guys, let's just take a look at this, being featured in PewDiePie's video, man. Pretty crazy considering the fact that I had like 500 subscribers 2 weeks ago. All of my subscribers watching this right now, I think it's safe to say, we made it, boys. Alexa, play All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled.
Which brings us to oopsie number 3. That's right, we got 2 more, boys. Pokemon. So I brought up Pokemon in one of my recent videos called Stop Doing This. Basically saying, stop copyright videos, you idiots. You're making everything worse. People abusing the copyright system, which is already so broken, it's just bad for everyone. That was my point on the video. So I called out a couple examples, and Pokemon was one of them. And I would have to say, I think Pokemon's example was the least harmful one, and I was almost arguing in her favor. But then, I didn't know this, but apparently someone else called her out at the same time, made a video called The Dark Side of Pokemon.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my... Mom, get the camera!
So when Pokemon made a response to my video and the other video, well, people weren't happy about it. It has almost as many likes as dislikes.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's pretty crazy how after I posted my second video on Pokemon's response ended up getting a negative dislike ratio. Sorry, bro. So moving on, I wanted to take a look at a couple of Twitch streamers who were very unhappy with my...
That's basically it.
Context. That's just context for the video. Ahead.
I mean,
Okay, I got my mic running back through the sound system. So there's the video. So he's now the clip started. You said around what is it? 120. It was more like 130. We are now about 230. So it's about 50 seconds to a minute of context there. Now he does go into Pokemon, but from my perspective, it seems like he's more playing PewDiePie's clip when, I mean, to be fair, when a PewDiePie video comes out, and this is just me putting, you know, as Keemstar says, this is an unbiased news show, but from my perspective, it seems like he's just playing the PewDiePie clip. When, you know, when PewDiePie puts you in a video, that's pretty big news, especially, you know, personally. So it seems like from my perspective, he's just playing the PewDiePie video. How exactly does this break? And this is a question for you, BowBlax. How does this break the agreement that you three had in the call before the interview?
Yeah. So now, looking at the video objectively as a viewer, I don't think that video would have, like, you know, ruined Pokemon's reputation or anything. But the thing is, the agreement was to not talk... Okay, nice clap. The agreement was not to talk about it, period. She was pretty strict about that. And the main thing was that in combination with the title and the thumbnail. The title was Pokemon's boyfriend, which he obviously could have... titled it like Greek God X White Knight or something along those lines. The thumbnail was similar to hers, and it was and to like the other videos I already explained that. Sorry.
No, wait. Are you like disavowing now? Are you retracting, or are you just clarifying?
I'm clarifying. I'm not retracting.
Okay, so you still
sorry.
think this is a breach of the agreement? What exactly?
Yes.
What exactly were the words of the agreement? And now I do believe I played in my video, but that was 2 days ago. So if we can play the agreement in the call.
I mean, the voice agreement. It was the text agreement is more like solidified than the
text
one.
agreement. Okay, can you send me a screenshot or something to link the text agreement so we can once again show that on the screen?
Okay. I'm actually like really.
Andrew, to clarify, not a retractment, a clarification.
Yes. Where is it?
Dead air.
There's a lot like. Sorry, my computer's like messy. I'm trying to look through the actual DMs, but it's like really far up. It's like.
Should we talk about something else while we're waiting?
Whoa, Kimosabi.
Sorry, I'm a bit slow. I'm a bit slow at the moment. I haven't got a lot of sleep.
It's fine. It takes ages to go through DMs and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be expected.
No, I'm not being funny. I'm just messing around.
In this debate, like my mind, like I'm not as sharp as I would prefer to be for this.
I should have gotten a drink before this. Oh, thank you, the Bronze Show, for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that.
I love that guy. Yeah, I've been a fan of his content for a really long time.
Oh, is he a YouTuber? I'll check him
Yeah,
out.
he's a small YouTuber. Where is it?
Hey, Maddie.
If we all agree that it'd be the last topic, the last video on this topic.
Send me a picture of it so I can show it on screen.
Okay.
Unless you're screen cap. Okay, you did. Okay, I don't want you like screen cap private DMs. But if you have some,
yeah, it is a DM. I can show it though.
Is Pokemon gonna like kill you if you send it or something? I mean,
no, that's it. No, this is fine.
Okay. Just
where do you want me to DM it to you?
Yeah, DM it to me and I'll load it up as a picture on the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Dude, with screenshots, my computer's so messy because I'm like a screenshot machine. So
yeah.
Here.
Okay, I got the picture, boys.
The last video about this topic.
All right, I'll show the video on the screen here in a moment. Let me see.
There's more text like clarifying this even further, but that's just one I found.
I'm getting a notif right now. Kid Calamity, thank you for the follow. I've got the DM on the screen right now. So this is Pokemon, and she says if we all agree that it'd be the last video we put out there about this topic, then I'd be down.
Yeah.
So there's the DM.
Last video on the topic at all, covering it at all. He could. The thing about the Greek God video is he easily could have made it with bringing up the Pokemon topic, like and he should have. He should have took down the video and he should have remade it and re-uploaded it. Honestly, but he did break the agreement, and that's the problem I have. It's not the video itself. The rest of it is fine.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
It says in that DM, in that DM there, it says no more videos on this topic. That was not a video on the topic. Therefore, no breach has taken place. Is what I'm saying correct or incorrect?
There has been a breach, yes.
Okay, but my statement just there, is that incorrect? If we all agreed that it'd be the last video we put out there about this topic, then I'd be down. It was the last video they put out on that topic.
You mentioned the topic.
It doesn't matter.
There's other DMs clarifying it even further that are shown in my video. I could like scrounge up every fucking DM, but it's gonna take forever.
All right, can you just like pull up your video? This might take a while, but just for context's sake, pull up your video. Send me some time codes.
Okay.
Here, I'll load your video up right now.
Find a time code in the video. It's early on in the video, so within the first minute.
Okay.
Like the first 3. It's at 45 seconds, so you can see it. You can see most of it.
You refollow, Andrew. I don't think that's gonna work because I think it only works the first time you follow.
He also said, "I for one will not be going anywhere near this topic after this. Anywhere near this topic."
That's an offhanded.
All right, I got some DMs loaded up right here, from your video. Let's see if we all agree that'd be the last video about this topic. Now, okay, so let's break this down bit by bit. So we have the first statement by Pokemon here on the screen. If we all agreed that it'd be the last video we put out about this topic, then I'd be down. Is this video about the topic, the Greek god video? You're arguing, if I understand, because similar thumbnail, similar title, Pokemon, in fact, her name even in the title.
She said it was a breach of the agreement. I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, she said. And when I saw that video upload onto my, like, come into my feed, like, my gut dropped a bit. I was like, wait, what? Like, why is this up?
Yeah. Okay. And I totally get that because, you know, when you're seeing that. Now, Danarchy is arguing that, you know, from a first time seeing it, you might be like, whoa, wait a minute. But from Danarchy's point of perspective, when you look at the video, it's a Greek god video and not a Pokemon video, so therefore it doesn't break the agreement. Would I be correct, Danarchy?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right. So BowBlax says, okay, I'll ask him.
But if the two parties if two of the three people in the agreement thinks it breaks the agreement, then I mean it does, and it clearly I think it does.
Right, but but what's more interesting to me is I think obviously you're in a situation, so you're going to have a bit of bias. Fainted will probably have his own biases. Trying to look at it objectively, and Augie, maybe you can do the same thing. It sort of seems like you've got some rapport with this guy. It's not clear-cut breach of the contract. Why did you choose not to give him the benefit of the doubt?
It's because of other things behind the scenes that I don't necessarily want to get into.
Spill the tea!
That's very easy to say, BowBlax. It's very easy to say.
What do you mean that's very easy?
So you're saying from a personal point of view, your personal interactions with him have led you to believe that maybe he's not the most trustworthy person. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, go on then.
Now, understand that from an audience point of view, from Danarchy's point of view, and even from my own point of view, like, it's a little hard to take that as an answer without us seeing examples of times where he's maybe screwed you over or says something sideways.
I'll take your word for it if you can tell me.
Fuck. I can say it. It's not that I can't. It's just like
it's just you can't really remember.
Listen. You made a video on Fainted. You've already cut ties with them. What's to lose at this point?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's fuck. How do I? My fucking mind is fucked right now. No, it's not that like I'm stuck. It's like,
Sort of seems like you are.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm not
trying to pile the pressure on either, but you can see how this looks, right?
Yes, I do see how this looks. But I mean, he did break the. Objectively, he did break the agreement, and that's the main issue I do have.
No, but it's not clear cut, is it?
So you're saying, Danarchy, you're saying it doesn't matter if Pokimane personally thinks he broke the agreement.
Oh yeah, he could make a video that like fucking plays a short clip of her doing something completely unrelated in a year's time, and she'll probably still try and claim it, the amount of fucking shit she claims. So it doesn't surprise me at all that she might not be completely happy with it. It's bringing light, a little bit of light to the situation again, I guess. But there's nothing new being said. There's nothing horrible being said about her. It was more. It was more just a flex on the fact that he'd been shouted out by PewDiePie, which I would do the exact same thing. I wouldn't go fuck him and broke the agreement. I'd be like so hyped about that, and I completely understand why he is so hyped about it and wanted to include a short clip of that at the beginning of his video. The title and thumbnail was just a little bit of clickbait, which you literally have to do on YouTube if you want to get any kind of viewerage whatsoever. So I completely get that as well. It's just. I can very easily give him the benefit of the doubt, and I have had incredibly little interaction with him. But if he had just given me a shout out, I would be straight on that dick, and would certainly not be calling him out.
I mean, I think it was a mutual agreement. I don't think I should be straight on anyone's dick, like Pokimane's or his, based off some mutual agreement. And you'll get, I guess we'll get into the like Pokemon bias part that you explained
Yeah.
in the video as well.
Well, let's
And the
stay on here
jealousy
because
part,
this is a little more interesting. Now, BowBlax, you were trying to find something.
I've gathered my thoughts. I'm sorry. 'cause,
On
like,
Fainted.
I don't
Now,
know,
specifically,
on
this is
Fainted
about
behind the scenes, yeah.
you not necessarily finding Fainted to be trustworthy.
Now, my main problem with Fainted is obviously the breach of agreement. But there is some things that rub me the wrong way about him, which I'm willing to forgive if he like clarifies to me. Like to be clear, like I guess we're on bad terms because I did upload that video, but it was more just to highlight a mistake and show my disappointment in the scenario rather than like, oh, I want your career to end or anything. Like I still like his videos and stuff like that.
Do you really like his videos? I don't know. Maybe that's a different. Maybe that's a different conversation.
I mean, in my video, I showcased that he was hypocritical with like making fun of YouTubers, and then in the next video, like preaching about Pokemon making fun of people. I do think that's like a big oversight in his videos, and I do think he doesn't do enough research in his videos. But besides just the research part and the hypocrisy, besides those 2 points, I do think he honestly makes better videos than me. I'll say that at least, and I think his videos are good.
Okay.
But so the personal, I didn't want to like bring up any like minor personal grievances with him. Is because it's like it's kind of stretching. It's behind the scenes. It's just my own personal thoughts on him.
Well, it is. It does add validation to your whole argument because you're saying
it will add validation. But my main issue with him is that I'm disappointed that he broke the agreement. That's kind of the core thing. Like I'm disappointed.
Right, but that's nothing new.
You're just repeating the same thing.
Okay, yeah. I ramble a lot. That's why I edit my videos. So in the video I showcased, it's two things. It's arrogance and guilt tripping. Multiple times, like 2 times it happened. He tries to like guilt trip me into doing certain things because he's like, "Oh, you only want it for the views," and I've been very clear with him that it's like obviously I want my channel to grow, but I'm not like trying to specifically leech off anyone to grow. I do want to be like authentic with my content and my opinions. And he's tried to like say stuff to kind of like low-key guilt trip me. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but that has rubbed me the wrong way. And his whole arrogance about the scenario and his like part in it. I do know he grew on YouTube and he does I guess deserve the growth, but like he's just like really arrogant and he feels like he has like authority over the entire situation and like and he's just really like has an arrogant personality that just rubs me the wrong way. And those are my 2 like grievances with him. As I said, like it's just my personal opinion, and obviously if we talked it out, we could probably like get on the same page regarding those things. But
right, but
I did showcase it in my video at the end, like how he kind of acted before the interview, which did rub me the wrong way, especially when Pokey's trying to like be open and try to like resolve things. He's kind of, I mean, he was open and the interview went fine and everything, but it did rub me the wrong way slightly, which is why I included it in the video. But again, the video I made isn't necessarily an exposed video. It's more just to like express disappointment. Even though like I guess Tommy C framed it in a way it's like this snake or whatever. That's not the way I saw it. I kind of expressed it in the Tommy C stream, but I mean it's his show. He can narrate it however he would like, but yeah.
Okay, but how? Right, but I'm still not getting I'm still not grasping what exactly Fana did that rubbed you off the wrong way, that made you think this person is dishonest. That because you're saying you're mad at him because he breached the agreement, and you think
personal DMs and interactions with him. Like I don't know, like
right, but I'm looking for something not entirely specific, but just like examples.
Okay, so this is another thing. I said like before that I'm hot-headed with like tweets, and there was one tweet that I made that I think highlights the whole thing. Is that like I feel like my kindness gets taken advantage of often in life, and I'm not here to like flex my kindness or whatever because I know that's been going around and that's just other people's opinions. But I'm just saying like I feel like I get taken advantage of through my generosity. And I've been like, I don't know, pretty supportive of his content and him and personally. And like when he expressed like personal issues, I've tried to help him out and everything. But like, I don't know, like throughout this whole situation, like whenever like I talk with him or anything, he did definitely give me a shout out and he said some kind things in his video, and that's great. But like I feel like it is like whenever I talk with him, it feels like a one-way street in that regard. And I don't know, like I was talking with like some other YouTubers about it, and like over the time, over like when he initially broke the agreement, I was like, okay, maybe he's stressed, maybe it's just a mistake or whatever. But I mean, he did like sit down at the whole video, purposely put up like the video with that thumbnail and title and everything, and didn't think about it. And I feel like his intention so far on YouTube has just been like more selfish. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Now, if I can help you out here, just to give you an example of what I would personally say if I were in your situation, when you said in the Thomas He stream that he told you a lot of nice things. He was like, "You're a nice dude. I appreciate you." And then when you told him you were going to make a video on him, he completely cut you off. He guilt tripped you. He unfollowed you. Things like that. So if I were in your situation, wouldn't you be making that as your argument against him? Because that's a reasonable argument as to why you think maybe he's not the most honest dude.
Yeah, that was kind of the turning point. Like I was kind of like hesitant about like his decisions. I can show the exact DMs too of what I said to him about the video, and it was in a very like nice way, like, hey.
Yeah, do that.
But I don't know. Yeah, that definitely was a tipping point, and it's a good thing you brought that up because right now I guess I am a bit tired. I'm literally like running off Mountain Dew right now, but like yeah, I'll send those DMs. That was definitely the tipping point for me.
Okay. It seems like to me, if you're being asked why you find this dude to be dishonest, that would be the first thing I'd say personally. Isn't that the thing that makes the most sense?
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I'll send a screenshot.
Okay.
Or maybe that wasn't the point, and maybe BowBlax, and I know I've already said it in my video, maybe the reason why he rubs you the wrong way when you're speaking to him, and some of the things may come across as arrogant, is because you may be envious of him, and therefore everything that comes out of his mouth sort of, it really grinds my gears. Like, you know what I mean? When you are jealous of someone, and I've been there before, and I don't completely blame you for being jealous. If you are, it wouldn't be an inhuman emotion to feel. But when I'm jealous of someone, every time I see their face, every time something comes out of their mouth, I'm like, oh, you arrogant. You know what I mean? You naturally are on the defense when they speak, and they annoy you by not really doing much. Could that be the case, perhaps?
That's a really good point, actually, that you bring up, and I can tell you that's not really the case with me. When I started contacting him, like a couple days after his vid blow up, like that whole kind of like jealousy phase kind of passed at that point.
Now, that's an interesting point you bring up, because in Danarchy's video, he pointed out the fact that you weren't just jealous the first day, it was multiple days. How would you respond to that?
That's an assumption. Like I'm trying to be my whole YouTube like career. I want to be kind of honest and transparent, and which is why I kind of even made the fainted in Noopsy video. And
right, because let's be fair, it's not that smart to make a video on a 200K guy who just shouted you out like a few days before.
Yeah, that's horrible business-wise, which is why your jealousy point is like really bad. Because if I were jealous and I wanted a cut of his subs, or I wanted to grow, why would I risk tying business relationships with him based off something that I could easily just like, be like, oh, well, he made a mistake.
Well, you may have felt that you've gained everything that you can from him, and let's see if we can gain anything else by making a video exposing him.
How would I gain anything? How would I gain anything from a video like that?
Well, because you will be having collaborated with him so recently, you will be seen as an authority on the situation. So your words have power on this specific situation. You're front and center. So of course, it's going to be a video that's acknowledged, which it was.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to gain: a video that is acknowledged and recognized and respected.
My videos already gain recognition regardless of if I talk about this topic or not. I made a video.
Flex.
That's not true.
It is true. I made a video talking about the Quentin review situation. It has like 60K views. I'm fine with making any
Right,
other
but
video
are
on
you
any
an
other
authority
topic.
on that situation?
No, but
are
it
you
gets
authority on
views,
this
it gets
situation? Yeah.
recognition. That's your argument, that I need views.
I'm not arguing that you need views at all. You can just bang together a couple of Keemstar's tweets and get fucking 500,000 views. So I know that you're not struggling on that front.
Yeah, like, I'm not... Why would it be a smart... I'm not jealous. Like, why would it be a smart move for me to make the Fainted Didn't Oopsie video if I were jealous? Wouldn't it be smarter for me to, like, not make it and then, like, stay maybe on the same page with Fainted, but, risk my, good,
Well,
intention.
in fairness to BowBlax, by him putting out that video, he's putting himself. I'm surprised he didn't go negative from that because he got a lot of subs from Fainted's direct fan base. So by putting out that video, not only would he negate his brand new shout out, his brand new plus 2,000 or however many audience, but he's also possibly go red on social blade. I mean, the video was pretty heavily disliked, and especially from the start. So I would argue that him putting out videos, he's not only cutting ties with someone, but he's also causing immediate damage to his channel. Now, there wasn't actually much damage. In fact, I don't think he went a single day going red after that video came out. But I'm saying there was a high possibility that you would actually lose subs from that video.
Yeah, I was very nervous releasing that video, not just because of that, but because, like, I honestly don't like exposing people, but I've been trying to, like, make more of an effort to, like, stand up for myself if I feel like I've been screwed, and I felt like my good word was screwed behind the scenes, and I needed to talk about it. I was genuinely upset about that, because it set up all these agreements and everything, and then it just got, like, squandered like that, It is a big deal for me.
I got the answer. You were cutting. You basically were left in a decision. Did you want to gain favor with Fainted or Pokimane, and you chose Pokimane? Could that be it? Is there some truth in that?
That makes sense, because I kind of was in that scenario where it's like,
yeah,
I honestly was in that scenario. I feel like Pokimane knew that I wasn't the one who broke the agreement, so I didn't have any, like, direct, like, I wouldn't lose favor with her as much as I would lose favor with Fainted because of this video. But the main motivation behind the video is I felt like my word was being screwed, and I did want to, like, kind of, come clean in that way. But I guess if you were to, like, put it that way, that does make sense. And yeah, I guess that's what happened.
I'm going to give you a break, and I'm going to read the DMs that I've had loaded here for about 5 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and read through these DMs for context. So this is from BowBlax. He says, okay, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I feel like that I need to make a video about talking about the deleted video you made on Greek. It might end up sending some hate your way, and I know you've been struggling with depression, but it's just how I feel, and I gotta be honest, especially when it involves other people's rep. I don't dislike you, and I'm gonna make that clear in the video, but I do feel a need to criticize this. Fainted replies, okay, so 1 minute you're congratulating me in 200K, wishing me to get better with my health, and then you decide you're going to get really spicy or get really heated on a video criticizing me. After all the nice things I said about you and people I sent to your channel, but fair enough, man, if you want to criticize content that was deleted in under an hour, go for it. You do you. Even though Greek has already addressed such critiqued it personally. BowBlax then replies, for real, bro? You're trying to guilt trip me over potentially making a critical video about your content? Isn't that a bit hypocritical considering that considering the content you make? Everything I've said about you is genuine. I do care about your health, and you've done a good job to grow your channel, but please show me the same respect and don't hold things over my head like I said nice things about you and send people to your channel. Yes, I'm grateful, of course, but it's not like you did not do... Sorry. I'm grateful, of course, but it's not like you did charity work for me. I essentially made a video for you that you had 5 ads running on right now. I'm not holding this over your head because the 3 of us had mutual agreement and we're happy with the results of the interview. Fainted then replies, that's just facts, not me holding something over your head. Feel free to make a video. I don't mind. So, there's the DMs. It seems to me from reading this, and this is a point I made in my own video, is that Fainted was definitely shook by it, and he quickly jumps to the sort of guilt trip where he's saying, I gave you a shout out, I said nice things about you, why are you doing this to me, in an effort to sort of silence potential criticism. What would you say to that, Danarchy?
I mean, it's a human reaction, isn't it? It's certainly that.
Isn't my videos...
well, it's a human reaction, but it's also a guilt trip. Am I wrong in saying that?
Well, I feel like if when you feel you've done something nice for someone, and they turn it around on you, that's naturally you're gonna be taken aback, and you're gonna be shocked, and you're gonna express the immediate thoughts that come to your head. And there's no doubt that what Faint had said is clearly a message of shock and of passion. He's not tactically thought about, or how can I manipulate the situation. He's thinking, what the hell is going on here? I thought we were cool, but apparently not.
Now, Seven
What-
Yeah,
Shadow
well,
Clips.
I said in the DM, I don't dislike you, but I feel like I need
Yeah,
to
that's
critique
beside
you
the
like
point.
any other. What do you mean? You're making assumptions on your whole argument in this video and in your video and in this debate is just assumptions based off how other people feel. Even
Yeah,
with
of
me,
course,
I
it's got to be assumptions because you want to show your
express
hands.
how I feel directly to you, and you just assume that my intentions are more malicious than they actually are.
Because it's ridiculous.
What do
Your
you
intent, your reasoning is ridiculous. You've already pretty much 75% backtracked on all of the stuff about the video being a breach of contract. So
Well, in
we're already
fairness,
I
it was a
haven't
agreeing
backtracked
clarification.
at all. What do you mean?
In
I haven't-
fairness,
I said
it was a
little bit.
clarification.
It's a breach. It's a breach. It's a breach 100%. I've said that
Right,
from
but
the beginning.
why are you trying to go letter by the law when this is what I mean? You're going letter of the law with someone you're meant to have rapport with. Why? Why don't you cut him some slack? Why don't you give him a break?
I did cut him some slack.
No, you didn't. You've not cut him any slack whatsoever. He made, even in your opinion, a slight twist of the rule, and this is your. I personally think his video is fine. I think it's fine, no breach. But from your perspective, it's a slight twist of the rule, and you've gone.
It's not a
full
slight
ham on
twist. It's a
him.
direct breach.
No, it's not a direct breach. It's a twist.
Okay, we gotta
Listen,
agree
look.
to disagree on that. But
No,
I mean,
I
that's
don't
what the
agree to
contract
disagree.
was.
No,
I was
you've
upset
got
when I
this
saw the
idea-
video.
You've got this idea in your head that this is some massive breach, and you're using that as the one and only justification for.
Okay, let's say theoretically. Because
you know,
let's
as
say
soon as you say, okay, maybe it was a breach, your whole argument falls down.
Trying to play devil's advocate for you.
Try.
Like right now, what I'm about to say. Let's say that it was only fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Shit.
Sorry,
Fuck.
I got a bit here there.
Fuck. Okay. I guess continue the discussion. I forgot. Fuck. Fuck. I'm sorry.
The point is, everything falls down if you concede that this wasn't a breach of 100% breach of contract. You say it's a 99% breach of contract, then your whole argument falls down. So you can't say that. Even if it was true, you couldn't say it.
I do think
everything falls.
It's 100% breach of contract. That's my opinion.
Well, exactly. You have to say that.
I don't have to say it. I believe it.
Of course you do. You have to believe it. You can't believe anything else. Everything for you rests on that.
Not everything.
Of course it does.
What do you mean?
Because if it was a 1%, if it was 99% breach of a contract, there was a little tiny bit of doubt there, then you as a decent human being, which I don't believe you're a bad person for 1 second. I don't want anyone to ever think that I think you're a bad person, because I don't. I think you're a good guy. I think you've got the best intentions in your heart. But if there was that 1% chance, you would give him the benefit of the doubt, given your relationship with him. That's just human.
It's just hard for me to believe that he made that entire video, titled the whole thing, and put it up there, and didn't think it was a breach in the slightest. Why wouldn't he just be extremely careful with the thing and or the agreement and not really mention Pokemon at all? Like, he can mention the PewDiePie video even slightly. That's not the issue. Is that he brought up oh my god, guys, the video, even Pokemon's response got more dislikes than mine, and ooh, and all that. And I mean, that's not a huge thing. I don't think, looking at the video objectively, anyone's gonna hate Pokemon based off that, but that's not necessarily the agreement. Poke didn't want him to talk about her really at all. And then the title on top of that and the thumbnail on top of that is just
that's just
really
clickbait, dude.
What?
That's just
Yeah,
a
but he
business
shouldn't
model.
have done it. He could have titled the video like "Greek God is a white knight" or something like that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, he could have. It would have got half the amount of views, guaranteed.
half really.
Yeah, yeah, I believe
It
that.
He has
He's a
two.
YouTuber. He's known
He's
for
not. He's
making
not
videos.
satisfied with the probably 200K views it would get.
He's not
Like
proud of that. He's pushing himself to
his
get
channels,
more. Why not?
his channel's in the algorithm. Any video he produces is gonna get like over 100K views easy. Let's see. I think he just uploaded a video.
He
Before
did
we
upload
started
a
this.
video on right after the Pokemon situation. He uploaded a video on some chick named Bella Delphine, I think, and it got 1 million. So there is more juice in his channel besides just Pokemon. He's able to make
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fakest Fortnite YouTuber, 500,000 views. Thick Twitch girls, 200K. Rice Gum loses his mind, 138K. Backpack Kid needs help, 423K. He could have titled the video Greek God whatever, and it probably would have gotten 500,000 views. Or
Even maybe that's a stretch, particularly as it's a Twitch stream, isn't it? So perhaps I wouldn't gather.
I mean,
And
quite
I do think that's a good point from BowBlax's perspective, because he's been making videos on like a ton of topics after the Pokemon situation. And he's proven that his channel's still able to generate, well over the sub count in terms of views. So I think like if you title it really anything, I think that's fair. I think that given like what we've seen of his channel in the past, I think a video on Greek God completely disassociated with Pokemon's name or image would have generated a fair amount of views. Probably now I will say it probably would have gotten more with Pokemon marketed in the title, but that's it. The whole point about this is that it's a matter of respecting a private agreement, which in BowBlax's argument he didn't do.
Yeah. Now, okay, I think we've kind of come to a conclusion on this where I think it's.
I do want to ask you a
breach.
question. This is something Shadow posted in the chat a while back. He says BowBlax plays the exact same card though. He's referring to the card where Fainted, when you told Fainted you were going to do the video, Fainted basically said, like, oh, I gave you a shout out, I said so many nice things about you, and you're saying that, he's guilt tripping you. But 7 Shadow Eclipse in the chat says, BowBlax plays the exact same card though with the whole I gave you the interview. How would you respond to that?
Guilt tripping? I mean, like, giving... You mean like in my video where I said, like, I gave you the interview and you...
Yeah, 7 Shadows arguing that that's also guilt tripping. That's the same mentality that Fained's operating from.
He should feel guilty for breaking the contract. Breaking the agreement.
Okay.
I don't think that was really the question.
Let's move on to another point Danarchy made in his video, which was that you were biased for Pokemon, or maybe you have the hots for Pokemon or something. Okay. I don't know. I think Danarchy, do you want to elaborate on that point?
I can preface it a little bit because I have done a little bit more research on this.
Before we get into this, can I bring up like one slight thing about your video?
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to talk about it. In your video with the interview conditions, you said, oh, never mind. We talked about this enough. Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry.
That's right. I was just going to say that what really struck me is there was a sort of a change of allegiance where you suddenly seem to like Pokemon a lot more than you like Fainted, and that happened before you released this exposed video, and before he released his video, I believe. And I was looking through your liked videos on YouTube, and you can delete them now. I've screenshotted it all anyway. But there's a point. There's a point where you stop liking videos exposing Pokemon and start liking videos supporting her, and this divide happens before. Before Fainted even released his video. So it seemed like you were already in the mentality of supporting Pokemon before Fainted even made this the Greek God video.
As long as my video was in the like playlist, we're good. As long as my video was there.
I'll tell you when the situation shifted. So I was vehemently, very against Pokemon up until December 27th when we kind of hashed it out and she gave me a solid explanation. I was very against her. I have 2 videos talking critically about her, and I was like kind of advocating that, like, you know, all the bad stuff about Pokimane basically. And then she explained why in DMs, and it made a lot of sense to me. Oh shit! And then from that point on, I kind of wanted to, like, I publicly said that I apologize and we have everything sorted out and the strike is gone. And from that point on, I was kind of in the mindset of, like, I kind of created this mess for Pokimane now with, like, all the hate. So now I'm going to try to make an effort to try and, you know, fix it. Because I even said in DMs, I think verbatim, I said, like, I don't feel like anyone should get harassed for something that they don't deserve. And now that the situation's solved, I feel like you don't deserve any hate you'll get. So I'm going to try and, like, make an effort to solve the situation and die down the hate. That was part of why I wanted to make the interview and everything. So basically from December 27th onward, I was kind of pro Pokey in that way.
Yeah, there you go. That sort of was that point in the video. The whole stuff about you liking her or whatever, that was jovial, but
Yeah.
the point was,
I figured that, but yeah.
you were favoring Pokimane before the situation even arose.
Before Fainted even uploaded his first video on, I was favoring Pokey. Yeah.
Now I will say my personal opinion, because I did actually cover the Pokimane story like 3 weeks before the whole situation blew up on my own channel, and I was very critical of Pokimane. And that's actually how I met BowBlax. But I was actually very critical of Pokimane, and I really did not like her, to be honest. I mean, I say that, you know, not like personally, because I don't know any of these people, but I mean, like, from a perspective of a YouTuber or Twitch streamer, I didn't like her because I felt like she was one of these people who are sort of anti-criticism, anti-freedom of speech type people. But I actually gained respect for Pokimane, and I do like her now because I like that we have a big Twitch streamer, or like a big, like, YouTube content creator in general, who's actually open and willing to enter conversation with toxic or drama-filled commentators, regardless of the type of content they make, regardless of the sub count they have. I do like how we have a big content creator who's willing to have a conversation with you regardless of that stuff. So that's why I respect Pokimane. So if BowBlax switched positions on her because of that, in a similar manner to why I switched positions on Pokimane, I would perfectly understand that.
It wasn't so much of a switch of position, it was more of a switch of allegiance.
Well, it's not.
Is there anything?
I'm an ally for myself. Okay, I've been against Pokimane. I've been with Pokimane. I've been with Fainted. I've been, I guess, against Fainted now. And everything I'm doing, I'm on my own team. I'm not aligning with anyone specifically. I just align with what I think is right and what I think is right, basically. And also, I want to talk about your video because this whole point of the debate, I'm fine with talking about, like, the situation in depth to whatever extent, but I do honestly think your video is pretty bad, and I would like to go into that a bit more. But there is one thing you said at the beginning of the video.
Cool, it took about 2 hours doing it the first minute.
Oh, you mean like the dancing to the music part?
No, the whole bit.
The entire video.
You mean the like
the intro,
part, where it said, like, it recapped everything.
Yeah,
that was good. I like that. That was good. Yeah. You're not bad at making videos. I just don't like the research and how you portrayed it. Like, the video quality and the production is fine, and better than mine, if I'm being honest. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you said in the video it was very much of BowBlax and Fainted versus Pokimane, when it was never the case. I was on Pokimane's side before Fainted even ever uploaded a video.
Okay, that's not how I viewed it from the outside in, but obviously I can't speak.
I mean, you said that in the video. You said it was me and Fainted versus Pokimane.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I switched at the last second. You acted like I just went on Pokimane's side, like, recently, like, within the last few days. I'm just like, Pokimane.
That's how it felt, looking from the outside in.
But I even said in my Fainted did an oopsie video that this was solved before he uploaded the video, and I've been on her side ever since that point. I said that in my video, and you seem to just kind of, like, ignore that and make up your own reality for your video.
Yeah, because I don't think that's quite right. You were liking You were liking
So
videos
you
attacking
Okay.
attacking Pokemon well into
You,
like a week or two into January. So
do you wanna? If you brought that up in your video would have been much stronger. I will say that. But do you want to
I
like
wish
bring
I
up the
had.
videos I liked, and I can like
Yeah,
explain
I
why
was
I
literally
like each
just about to
one?
pull it up on stream. I feel like such a stalker right now. You know, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, it is a bit stalkerish. I found it when I was looking for that playlist you told me to look up earlier, BowBlax. So I'm so rubbish with playlists. So
Alright,
you
let's
said
see.
click on the first
Already
one,
seen
and
my videos. Second liked video. I like this playlist already. But yeah, let's see. In your liked videos I'm looking at right now, obviously you like an anti-fainted video. Mine is better. I'm just saying. Fainted. Okay, then you like
Well, he
mine.
sent that to me, so I just liked it because I'm like, it's okay.
Pokemon and the e-girl syndrome. Is this a video criticizing her? It sounds like it.
It does criticize her a bit, and I actually do agree with the points brought up in that video.
All right, so that's now that's dated January 15th.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% like behind Pokemon, but if you watch that video, the stuff she said on a conceptual level, yeah.
Life of a Streamer Pokemon, Season 1, Episode 2.
Okay, that's a meme video.
It looks really weird out of context. You're just like, like the entire
Yeah, that's
playlist is Pokemon.
And then Pikmin 4. Where the fuck is Pikmin 4? That's a good question.
Let's see.
But yeah.
I haven't played that game in years.
Oh, another one of my videos. Hell yeah.
Pikmin's awesome.
Oh, another one of my videos. This is a good playlist. All right, let's see.
Tommy C. Oh no, I like my own video.
Pokemon's apology is trash. Ooh. From
Wait, where?
Memology 101. By the way, I saw Memology on Twitter threaten you with his play button, Danarchy. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I like that.
Very scared.
He brought up some okay points in that video.
Yeah, that's interesting though. This is dated January 13th, so well into January.
I left a comment in that video. I don't think it has any thumbs up. I can maybe screenshot it, but I say like,
yeah, I can't find it.
I disagree with some parts of the video, but I agree with other parts. Basically,
Okay.
is what I said.
Where else am I? Okay, Pokemon. Okay, not much more Pokemon related stuff. I think we basically like, summed up the main argument here is that you were liking anti-Pokemon videos, and from Danarchy's point of perspective, it did look like you suddenly switched. Now, I can personally testify, as someone like I'd consider BowBlax a friend. Like I know he was never like he didn't just like switch like in a few days. He was always generally like. After he had like had that conversation in discourse with Pokemon, he had kind of switched his opinion on her and now liked her. Yeah. Maybe not in the way you were inferring in the video.
Yeah, not in that way, but so there's actually two phases to this. I will be honest about this behind the scenes. Like when she gave the explanation in DMs in December, it was fine, but in the back of my head I was thinking like you saw like at least like I'm pretty sure even in the interview I showed some of the DMs. She spams emojis and everything. We're commentators. We're skeptic of certain things, and I was in the back of my head.
Not
like,
the skeptics. We are skeptical.
Yeah, skeptical. And I was like, is she fake? I'm like, kind of worried if she's just like contacting me like strictly to save her brand image, which I mean that's a huge portion of it. But I was wondering if she was actually genuine about screwing me over, and I found out later that my inclination was kind of correct to where she thought the copyright strike she was legally in her right, and that's why.
Now I will say, like, I was on a live stream with you back in December, and you were saying at that time you're like, I'm not entirely like I'm kind of skeptical of this whole Pokemon thing, and you were basically like making you even made the argument on the stream. You're like she probably did this just because what was it? Someone at the time, it might have been PewDiePie or someone mentioned it. And so her motivation might be just because a bigger YouTuber called her out and not necessarily because she actually wants to right the wrong. So you were skeptical.
Yeah, kind of like Danarchy. I was assuming what her motives were. And we discussed it, and I found out that like she did think she was in the right for taking down the video legal wise. And then I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense if you wouldn't like fully respect me if you think I'm kind of like bullshitting about the copyright claim. So I talked about it with her in Discord and further through DMs, and then we came to an understanding. And I also got to talk to her in a way where it's like she's not like putting on a more cutesy face for the camera or cutesy voice or like whatever she does for her content. So
yeah, but that was kind of a little bit my point, that as soon as you were having sort of nicey conversations with her, that maybe, oh, really, really obviously cute girls speaking to me. I'm just having a normal conversation as two human beings. This is really cool. I think I'm in love with her. Let's white knight her.
No, it's not that. It's really not that.
Okay, because a single me would have probably done exactly that. So maybe I'm just inferring based on what
No, the whole conversation was busy. She was actually helping me. I was gonna make a reply video, to the situation, to her response video, talking about how I think it was just to like protect her brand, but I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and stuff. It was gonna be the original video that I was gonna post, instead of the interview, and the interview kind of replaced that video. I was actually working on it for days. I sent her like some drafts of the video, and then she was unhappy with it, and we talked about it, and then the idea for the interview came up, but that's kind of like a whole different story. But yeah, like I wasn't.
Okay.
Actually, if you guys have watched a video from L of the Day on the Pokemon situation, his video is exactly pretty much what I was gonna say in my scrapped video. So that was kind of like my opinion at the time, but it shifted even more in favor of her after we talked it out. And then I was like, oh, well, she's cool to talk. Let me try and get fainted on for the interview. And then, all that happened.
This is just a personal question, but have you talked to her since the drama, or?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Now, someone in the chat messaged me. It's Seven Shadow again. He's out to get you, BowBlax. He says, can we talk about the part in Danarchy's video during the Tommy C interview? BowBlax asks if he thinks Pokemon is talking negatively about, sorry, what? I can't read.
BowBlax behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I said that I don't think she was.
Yeah, Tommy
wasn't
was
even really meant to be a point. That was a bit of a meme.
Yeah, Tommy was basically asking. He was, I don't know. I'm trying to remember the point. Basically, Tommy was asking, if I'm not wrong, in the interview, basically like talking to you, and you said like Fainted screwed you over, and Tommy made the point. It's like you don't even know. Like supposedly, like Pokemon could. Now, I don't really. Based on what I've seen of her online, I doubt she would like snake you. But Tommy was making the point like you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that was a fair point for Tommy to make, even though I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, the point. It's not about if it actually happened. The point is about the possibility that it could, simply because Fainted.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with like him kind of ruining my word with that agreement. Like maybe thoughts would start forming in her head where it's like, oh, maybe he's like on Fainted. Because from Poki's perspective, she doesn't know much about the drama community. She now knows that there's like more, sensible people in it. But like she thinks it's just like a toxic hub where people like make content to like hate on each other, and it's just a bunch of like scummy people and stuff like that. Because she's obviously coming from an entirely different community. So she kind of like she could have potentially like lumped, like saw that Fainted broke the agreement, that he's not a trustworthy person, and that he makes like this hypocritical content, like calling people, ugly or like whatever, insulting them, and then like preaching to her about insulting people on the live stream. And she could have lumped that opinion in with me because I'm part of the commentary community. So that is a good point.
Yeah. And
that's another reason, I guess a slight reason why I made the Fainted did a Noopsie video, although the main reason was because I was just like kind of annoyed that like my integrity was kind of not
okay. Alright, I think that's pretty much covers everything in Danarchy's video. What do you have to say, Danarchy?
Yeah, no, good chat. It was good to sort of get further clarifications on a few points and then talk in more detail.
I do think your video is really bad. I do think, like, factual wise, I do think it's based off a lot of assumptions. I do think it's kind of weird that you said I only made 2 commentary videos, although that's kind of like just a little personal gripe in it. Like, obviously, it doesn't matter the amount of commentary videos I made, but say that I only made 2. It's like, check out my channel, subscribe. But, no, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, dude, like, I think, I'm not just saying this because it's a bad video on me, but, like, that video reeks of a lot of, like, similarities to the Kavos video where, like, you make a lot of assumptions, you take out certain, like, favorable context. Like, for example, you said you weren't really listening fully to the Tommy C live stream and you didn't hear me explain the tweet. and I could easily make a response video to your video saying like, hey, he clearly watched the interview and he didn't bring up this part that, you know, would clarify a point he's making against me, so it could make you look bad. So honestly, like, I do think you should delete the video.
Oh, jeez.
People, it's really expose worthy. Like, anyone could just take that and expose you on a lot of points in it.
I don't think so. The video is served its purpose. A lot of people, I don't get a huge amount of views, but the people who do watch my videos are mostly YouTubers, and I've had a few DMs and stuff saying, "Oh, I was going to make a video on Fainted exposing him. Your videos persuaded me to maybe cut him a bit of slack." And that's exactly what the overall purpose was of the video. So it served its purpose perfectly. It was never really, although it may have seemed from your perspective like it was framed as an attack on you, that really was not the intention behind the video. It was to try and help protect Fainted to a degree, and it served that purpose. Okay. So I'm happy to leave it up.
Here's my opinion. You could have made it shorter, for sure.
Could have.
And made it more concentrated and more focused on that point. But honestly, there is like a lot of expose-worthy material on it, and I said this on Twitter. If it does get a lot of views and gain traction to where it's like a hindrance to me, I will make a video combating the points.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying it, you know, it's very expose-worthy. I mean, I see no person who's better qualified for doing the job than, you know, yourself. So I say, like, if it's really that weak of a video, if it's really that expose-worthy, I would totally love to see you tear it apart and upload that to your channel. I'm just saying that from an outside perspective, from a fan perspective, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
The
another reason. Wait, do you want to say something? Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so another reason, like, it's not really necessarily about like the view count, because I could like just make a video talking about it. It's not about like that I don't want to give channel relevancy or whatever, because that's kind of a petty thing. Is that like there's so many things factually that are wrong in that video that it would be extremely tedious and take a really long time to go through absolutely everything, and I'd have to like literally like put down notes and try to like concise my opinions, and like it would just take a really long time to expose.
If it's nitpicking and you're going through,
it wouldn't be necessarily nitpicking, but
then it's not a good video. And to be honest, nobody really cares about like minor details. It's more the message. If you're going to make a response video, there's nothing exposed. I may have had a couple of factual inaccuracies in there, and so fair enough. That's my bad.
I could go through the entire video every 30 seconds, like something that's like.
Well, really I say here's my message. I say do it. That's what I want to see. Just for the sake of I want to be entertained, do it.
No, right. Speaking completely objectively, and BowBlax, I'd love it if you made a video, because drama brings views to everyone's channel and it's great for everyone. But there's no point in highlighting it if it's not getting traction from your perspective and from your benefit.
That perfectly makes sense. I'm just saying from an entertainment point of view. But no, do what you want to do.
It's a niche viewpoint as someone who subscribes to both of us.
Yeah, exactly. I will say, since this wasn't about me, it was more about just having you guys on to debate. I'll say from my perspective as someone who did make a video and fainted yesterday, that was a hell of a video to make, mostly due to tech issues, but that's beside the point. I do need to make one correction, which was the 5 minutes point. I only made that point because of BowBlax's video, so I need to shorten that to 50 seconds and make a clarification there. However, everything else that I said in the video, I personally still stand. I do think that it was a breach of an agreement, just simply because of the fact that, first off, Pokimane didn't like it, BowBlax didn't like it, so I do think like the 2/3, like, you know, obviously neither of them liked it. They're the ones who made the agreement, and also from the point of view that if I were fainted, and I had that agreement with like 2 people, I would have personally been very careful not to breach that. So by putting her name in the title and, you know, all that kind of stuff that we mentioned before, I just think it was a bad move on his part, and I do consider that a breach of the agreement. But I know Danarchy disagrees, and I'm just saying.
No, I agree. Yeah. It was careless, but I don't think it was a breach.
Yeah, exactly. So With that being said, I just want to say, thank you guys both for coming on. I really, I saw you guys beefing on Twitter, and I was like, with Twitter, their, character limit and stuff like that. It's better to have an all-out discussion, or maybe some good bloodshed, But I do think this is more productive, and while neither of you guys agree, I think, it was good to have this conversation, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see, like, you guys take some shots at each other possibly in the future, or carry on with your own content.
I mean,
think.
Now I know the thing about the video is like I thought it was like a more malicious intent, because like to me everything you said in it is so like extremely like wrong and inaccurate and not like the exact opposite of giving me the benefit of the doubt, that I thought like you were just making the video to maybe like, I don't know, I can defend this 200k sub YouTuber and maybe it will help me out or something. So that's why like a lot of the tweets were more like, lol, you're just trying to like gain attention or whatever. But now I kind of see that you actually do have some more points, so this discussion was productive in that sense. But I
told you, Danarchy's not just out to get you. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
But,
I mean, he showed up on my channel when I had like 50 subs, and I looked like I was 8 years old and stuff like that. And he's been an OG when he had no reason to gain from a 50 sub channel. So like from my personal perspective, he's a good dude.
Yeah. So this this debate kind of ended up me being like defending my point mostly on the agreement thing, which I thought was a productive discussion. But I really wish I could have like, I guess, grilled you more on a lot of the points in your video. And I feel like your reply to most of it is just like, oh, it's a meme, that was a joke or whatever. But the way you portray it really seems like you're just trying to like hammer home the point that I'm like, oh, I'm really jealous and I'm doing this all because of jealousy, and I'm only doing this because like I'm in love with Pokemon and stuff. And it wasn't really exactly clear that it was a joke, and it really just paints me in a light with that I'm like, a jealous bitch who's horny for Pokemon, which is not the case at all. So I mean,
that was the exact
you say it's a
joke I
meme,
was
but
trying to
like
make in the
I
video.
don't know, like how honestly, after talking with this discussion, how do you feel? Like what's your like thoughts on how you portrayed me in the video? Would you change it at all, or
I don't know. Like you said, a lot of this stuff is joke. It was a joke. I wanted to make sure the video was in equal parts entertaining and informative. So
that's understandable?
obviously, I understand why you would feel personally attacked by it because it's about you. But I really feel sincerely that if it was about someone else, you might have watched that video and thought that you would have taken it a lot less seriously than perhaps you would do if it's against you personally.
Maybe, but the way you portrayed it was kind of, I felt like really disingenuous and not giving me the benefit of the doubt. And you could have said something, you could have made a joke and then said, like, I mean, at some points you did, like with the Greek god boyfriend thing, which I thought that bit was pretty funny, and like some other points. But I really felt like you could have portrayed it in a way where it's like more like clear that you're joking and you don't have much against me, even though, well, because like at the end of the video you do say you don't have much against me, but you did go after like the way I make content and stuff, and said I only have 2 commentary videos out there, which isn't exactly
that's my bad.
Stuff like that. So
I didn't have time to go through all your videos. I think I picked like a random 5 or something, and they all happened to be, other than one, they all happened to be compilation videos.
Yeah, my feeling on it is like, if you're ever making, this goes for me too and anybody, if you're ever making a video that's like kind of exposing someone or like painting someone in a bad light, it's very important to give them like, to do all your research. And I mean, obviously you don't have to go through every single like live stream I've ever done and every video I've done in the last 8 years or anything like that, but like I think it's really important to like have your facts and research 100% straight, because like you're at the end of the day you are like painting someone in a bad light. And I tried to do that with my painted video. I've tried to do that with like my videos criticizing Pokemon, where I just put down all the facts. I also try to be entertaining, but I also give like benefit of the doubt and try to be like more objective about stuff.
All right, well, yeah, food for thought, definitely.
Yeah.
So Bo, you're saying that Dan needs to do better in the video.
He needs to be more thorough with his research, specifically if it's a video that's going to paint someone in a bad light, because you want to be like accurate about that. Or else,
Okay.
I mean, especially the person who's getting criticized could clap back and then make you look bad. That happened to you in the past with the Cavos situation. So you really got to be like careful about that. And I don't know.
His video was full of misinformation, but Tommy
Cavos?
C told me not to make a video back, and that's what fucked me, and I stand by that.
Okay. Well,
It goes to BowBlax said this morning. Never listen to Tommy C.
Yeah, Tommy C he has a lot of good opinions, but he's not.
No, I'm just messing, Tommy. If you're seeing this, I don't know. But no.
But yeah,
Tommy
I have
C
to
told
look
me to
back
drop
into that
out of
situation.
school a couple years ago and start a Twitch career, and see how well that worked out. So don't listen to Tommy C, guys.
Oh, also in the video, you seemed like super offended at like the VWQ comparison tweet that I made. Was that more of just like a
Oh no, that
meme,
was
or-
100% joke.
Okay.
I really don't care.
Because you did bring up the point, like you said, like, oh, that's not a way to like respond to criticism, but then I also responded in the comments, and I even showed in the tweet, but you couldn't see.
Yeah.
It
It
wasn't
was just a
expanded.
joke.
Yeah, but the thing is, when viewers see that, they see like, oh, well, BowBlax is just trying to like, make up stupid excuses when people give him criticism. He can't take criticism. That's kind of the way like a viewer would see it.
Okay, it definitely wasn't meant to be
Yeah.
portrayed as that deep, to be honest.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, I'm an up and coming YouTuber to where like people don't necessarily trust my word, and rightfully so yet, because I haven't been like my opinions and my talking points haven't been in the public eye as much. So like, I don't know, like if you were making a video on like someone who's like more popular or someone who people understand more, then it would be like more fine. But if you're doing it on someone like me, I feel like it's really potentially damning to my reputation, which does bother me.
All right. Well, I didn't think about that, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, just food for thought again. But
I'm sorry if I am sorry if my video sort of
yeah,
upset you and felt like a tag, because it was never meant to be that.
yeah.
But my points will stand, obviously. But perhaps the
Yeah, but
feeling behind
the
it.
thing about the video too is that it's just like, if you're making an attack video, why are you gonna like base it all off assumptions? Like everything in the video is based off, like, it's like probably like 10% fact, 90% assumption, which is fine for an opinion piece. But if it's gonna like directly criticize my channel, I feel like
It wasn't. The video was nothing to do with criticizing your channel.
it was criticizing the video I made, and you literally like mocked my content and my channel. And then even in Twitter, you said I had like no personality and no like,
Yeah, I was getting a bit
Effort.
heated there, but yeah, it's by the by. The video was never attacking your channel or your content. It was just disagreeing firmly with the points within it.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna be biased looking at the video, but if any viewer like in the chat or like anywhere have seen the video, just watched it without knowing much about me, their opinion on me coming out of the video is probably like,
Seven Shadow says you called Danarchy retarded.
Yeah, I did. So I'm sorry, Dan.
no offense taken. Honestly,
I really get heated. I think I'm like becoming
we
a
all
meme
do.
star on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I just say, like, just don't take it like personally. It's just you're in the commentary community, we're bantering. I mean, I saw one loser on the internet complain about being called a virgin too many times or something. So
Yeah,
it's just banner at the end of the day.
yeah. I think it's for me. I think it's a matter of like, I don't really have many connections with commentators that much. Like, I guess recently this month I've been talking with you, Augie, and now I'm talking with you in voice chat.
Hey, I'm in my own bubble. I'm doing my own thing.
There's for me, like, mentally, I guess there's like a big difference between like talking through video responses and YouTube comments and tweets and DMs versus like a one-on-one chat. Hopefully you've like, I guess, understood how I am more through this chat.
Oh, absolutely. But you think that I think you're a bad person, and I absolutely don't.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's
there's
my
nothing new
problem.
to understand. I never thought you were a horrible person. I never
Okay.
thought you had any ill intentions.
I guess that's my problem, but I'm just saying, I guess the way I reacted in the way I did, like the reason I'm so defensive is I don't necessarily, I don't really talk to commentators that often in voice chat, and it's like, I'm just getting into this community, I guess, and I try to look at everything objectively, but like with this situation in particular, like I guess I get heated, you know.
Dude, I completely get it. 2 years ago, when like I was making my first college videos and I got a little bit heat back, I pretty much deleted my Twitter account because I just couldn't handle. I couldn't decipher banter from actual like criticism and hate and stuff like that. And it's difficult.
So this is an open invitation to any commentators watching. Please talk to me. I need friends. And I'm glad I got to talk to you, Dan. And hopefully, Fainted doesn't hate my guts even after I made that video, because I think I made it clear in that video as well that like.
You can hate my guns, Fainted. I don't mind I don't mind. You can hate mine.
I don't know. Like okay, with Fainted, like I expressed this in the Tommy C interview. I do like he did like express like his depression and anxiety to me like about all the situation. And I do feel I genuinely feel for the guy, and I would like to have a better relationship potentially with him in the future.
Why do you feel for the guy? Here's a question I have. Like, why?
I think it's just who I am. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's right. You're a nice person. Yeah.
Nice person. No.
Good guy, BowBlax.
That fucking narrative, like, I'm not making it up. People just say it to me. So like, I don't.
Maybe is that why you called Danarchy a retard? Because you wanted to get rid of that whole nice guy narrative so that people wouldn't like push you over or something? Or?
Not necessarily. Like,
so psychology or something. A little mental.
I'm a nice guy. Okay. Fuck, that sounds so conceited. But like in real life, this has happened to me too. Like it's happened to me like with lots of friendships. And it's like kind of a problem is that like I become too generous, and then I'm like not really aware of if people are like using me or not, and then like I kind of get screwed over. So like I guess I've been like becoming very defensive in that point. Like even like with Pokimane, I thought she was using me only to help our brand. Like I feel like, you know, maybe other people have been using me. I don't know, but
okay,
dude,
that's just me.
Do you want like a friend tip? You have to be like more, you know. I know you were telling people that you're more open and to people and all that, but you need to be like more, you know, a little bit like with people. Don't be so generous, you know. People and the internet is, you know, they don't tend to be friendly, and they tend to like stab you when the first problems happens, you know. So try to be a little bit, you know, generous, but with caution. That's all I have to say.
I agree. That's what I've been trying to do, and then like that's kind of how I felt about Fainted, is that he was taking advantage of my generosity in a way, and that's part of the reason why I was kind of like really pissed off about the agreement, and why I ended up making the Fainted did an oopsie video. Part of the reason.
Okay. Listen, I'm not going to leave y'all here all night. I know, especially for Danarchy, it's probably pretty late right now, so I'm going to cut y'all both loose, but I do appreciate you guys for coming on, having this discussion. It was great. All you YouTube people who hate Twitch, I don't know why you should make a Twitch, but for real, I'll be putting this out on my second channel, AugieRFC TV, for replay. Thank you guys both for coming on. This has been a good night, actually. I really think it was a good stream. So with that being said, guys, I don't know how many of you follow Bloodsports, but Failure, a good friend of the show, Failure Terminated, is going to be going on with Cognitive Thought. They're going to be talking about more Tonkasaw situation-related stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and post a link to his stream. It's a YouTube stream in the chat. Failure's a good dude.
It's gonna be spicy.
It's going to be spicy. They're probably going to drop... I think they're doing a stream where they're dropping like every DM Failure's ever had with Tonka or something. So yeah, it's going to be hella loaded. So yeah. Anyway, be sure to go follow that. At any rate, my name is AugieRFC, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hey, Ben, you've been here for like an hour.
Yeah, I've just been sitting here absorbing the conversation.
Nice. What'd you think of it? Be honest. Give us your
Yeah.
honest thoughts. Give us your honest
Honest
thoughts.
opinion.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
I kind of came in the middle of it though. Like,
Just like if you had to.
yeah, I came in the middle, dude. So it's a little,
All
it's a
right.
little awkward. I don't know. It was interesting. It wasn't when I came in. It wasn't too heated. Like y'all still, I don't know. Maybe y'all already like worked it out, but it was pretty much for the most part like fixed when I came in.
Yeah.
Well,
Other than the part of BowBlax not liking Danarchy's video, and how like it's like really unfactual.
I think it's bad, and I genuinely think he should delete it.
Delete the video. All right, guys.
Not
I
happening, mate.
think it's a really bad video.
Tune in next time. We'll see if Danarchy deletes the video or not. But
Don't take anything as a context. People
right.
I'll
watching.
take everything.
All right. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to follow them both. YouTube.com/BowBlax2, not 1.
Yep.
And YouTube.com/ Danarchy TV.
Danarchy TV, yeah.
Yeah. All right. YouTube.com/Danarchy TV. And of course, the home channel, YouTube.com/RedFoxComs.
The home channel.
Yeah, the home base. But no. Appreciate you guys
Home
for watching.
cock.
And yeah, this is a good stream. Peace out.
See you guys.
Peace out.